What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the GeForce Grotto and my 2015 Video Game Summit pickups, or GeForce Gets. So this past weekend, July 11th, Saturday, was the 2015 Video Game Summit, and it's really close to me. It's a little tiny convention, if you could call it a convention. It's really just a get-together for the day with you know, maybe 15 vendors and some games to play. Just a little small thing. But this year I had a bunch of stuff to bring with me for trade, and I also had some cash, which is always a good thing. But I had these things for trade from picking up from garage sales for the past couple month and a half, and I brought a couple good items with me to trade, and I think it worked out in my favor. Maybe not the best trades or deals. Again, if you noticed, if you've been to any conventions recently, there is no separation between eBay and convention prices anymore. If there ever really was, I'm sure there was at one point, but you know, in the last 2 years or so, I'd say it's gotten pretty bad. But anyways, as Scott Grimsley 42 Zenitech would say, without further ado, I'm definitely excited to show you these games. So the first thing I picked up, I first cased the room, seen what was there. The first thing I picked up, I did a partial trade and some cash. I traded Super Bomberman 2 and $10 cash, and I picked up Castlevania Bloodlines. They were asking $45 for it, so I thought that wasn't too bad of a deal. Like I said, everything I traded was something I picked up at a garage sale, pretty much for dirt cheap. So all the trades, I was pretty happy with what I got. The next thing I picked up was from a different booth. They had a bunch of stuff, a lot of stuff I wanted to get in the cases. My goal was to get some higher end games this time, and I think I accomplished that pretty well. This next booth, I gave them all of the stuff that I had for trade, and was going to try to trade everything for stuff at their booth, but they didn't end up doing that. What ended up happening was I got Final Fantasy III and Final Fantasy II, and I traded them a Mega Man #1 for the NES and a Turtles 4, Turtles in Time. Again, I found it at a garage sale, dirt cheap, so wasn't the greatest trade. It was a little more towards their end, but I was still happy with it. I finally got those games back in my collection after I sold the complete in box mint ones that I had, probably almost 3 years now. The next booth I was at, I traded a box. Is missing just the cartridge and everything else. A box for North and South for the NES, and I got Marvel Superheroes and War of the Gems. They wanted $30 for that, and Super Turrican. They wanted $35 for that. So I think that trade worked out in my favor. I only valued the box at like $40. Next, I got some Sega Genesis games. What I traded was a very nice copy of Contra Hardcore, complete in the box. And what I picked up was Airbuster for the Sega Genesis. They wanted 20. And Elemental Master, they wanted 50. So that was pretty much value for value. I thought more of the vendors would do value for value on the trade, but that didn't end up being true. I don't know why they wouldn't do that value for value. I think that's fair for everybody. But as you can see by the prices, those are pretty much eBay prices, you know, like I was saying. The next thing is a PlayStation 1 game. I traded a complete in box Caliber 50 for the Sega Genesis, and a complete in box Pokemon Red for the Game Boy Color, is it? Original Game Boy. Original Game Boy, I think. And I picked up Tomba. It's not in the greatest condition. The manual is a little bit beat up, and the disc isn't the best. It's got some scratches on it. They wanted $75 for that. That trade was a little more in the vendor's favor, I believe. So the only thing I didn't trade that I had brought to the convention was I had an Atari Lynx version 2 that nobody would take, and I had a blue Sega Game Gear that nobody was interested in. So after all those trades, those were all trades, and then that was everything I had to trade. Then I was just left with the cash I had, and I went back to the booth that I got the Final Fantasy games, and I spent pretty much most of my money that I had. Like I said, they had a lot of games that I wanted to get, and let me show you what I spent. I spent $250 for everything. The first thing I got was Magic Sword. I wanted $25. That's like $5 over eBay. I got Biometal. They wanted $28. I got Sunset Riders. I've been wanting this game for a very long time. They wanted $62. There is some label damage right here, but I'm not a stickler for condition. I just want a playable copy. And then I got Boogerman. They wanted $48. And finally, if you can sort of guess by what's up here, I picked up Demon's Crest, another game I've been wanting for a long time. They wanted $120. So for this stack here was $250. Not a bad deal. I was happy with everything I got. And that's it. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you have a great day, evening, whatever time you're watching this. And stay classy, YouTube.